Hi there, are you looking to enhance the user experience within your HR or safety function, enhance your safety culture, or wanting to build your own HR safety agent? This video is perfect for HR professionals or business owners wanting to improve the digital communication within the HR function, as well as streamline the HR operation. In this video, I'll show you how you can build a virtual AI safety advisor using the information that you already have available on your intranet site or on your customer-facing website. Here I'll use the example of the Victoria WorkSafe website. However, the same principle applies when you're using this internally across other functional areas such as IT or customer support. Here I will show you step by step how you can build a virtual AI assistant, give you some tips along the way, and show you some features on how you can build an effective virtual agent that can help you manage inquiries 24 hours, 7 days a week, ensure compliance with regulatory requirements, and enhance the overall safety culture within your organization. Now let's jump over to the computer and let's get started. Today we're going to be using Microsoft Copilot Studio. So log into your account. Now if you don't already have an account, I'll include a link in the description below. So once you've logged in, select New Copilot here. You can create your virtual agent by describing how your agent can help in a few sentences, or select Skip to Configure. But before we configure our virtual agent, let's change the primary language from English US to English Australian. Now select Skip to Configure. Next, you'll need to give it a name. So in this example, I'm going to call it AI Safety Advisor. And now you can add your icon or logo to represent your agent. So here we're just using the WorkSafe logo to represent our agent. And then once you've uploaded the file, hit save. And you can see here the logo has been updated. Next, under the description, use your own words to describe what your agent should help with, including your audience and end goal. So here I've typed in help employees and employers promote a safe workplace by providing information and guidance about workplace safety to help drive compliance with health and safety regulations across Victorian businesses within Australia. This provides Copilot with more information and context on what your AI agent can do. Next, you want to add in your instructions. So here you want to be able to add information about how you want the Copilot to behave, its tasks, and how you want it to complete the task. So the way that I like to think about the instruction is similar to a job description. So you want to be able to provide enough information for the AI assistant to be able to perform the task, including the overall role, key attributes, and some do's and don'ts. Now, I highly recommend you spend some time developing your instructions, but for the purpose of this video, I've just got an existing template that I'll paste in here. Once you've added your instructions, you'll just need to scroll down, and here you'll need to add in your knowledge library. Now, your knowledge library can include references from a document or a website. So let's add in our website by clicking on the plus icon here and select public website, and then add in our website here. So here I've referenced the WorkSafe homepage for the AI agent to refer to. Now you can add multiple websites to be used as reference points if needed be. So for an example, if you want to refer to other regulators such as Queensland or New South Wales, but for the purpose of this video, we'll just leave it as the WorkSafe website. Next, hit the Create button here, and the Copilot Studio will begin to set up your agent. Now let's minimize this panel. Now over on the right hand side, you can see that you can test your Copilot configuration at any time by typing in your prompt or question in the dialog box here. There is already a default message that the user will see when they start interacting with the virtual agent. Now just to call out here, when the AI is responding to questions from the user, it will refer to the knowledge library for the information. And when the agent is unable to find the answer, it will refer to external sources to find the information, which can impact on the accuracy of the information. This may be useful for some use cases, but if we look at the safety requirements, it's predominantly based on state-based requirements, and you may just want to restrict the content to the information within the knowledge base, which could be a website or a document, depending upon your specific use case. If you want to restrict the AI agent to only refer to information within the knowledge base, you'd have to disable it here by clicking on this button here. The AI agent will only then refer to the information contained within the knowledge base. However, for the purpose of this video, I'll just leave it on. Now, one of the first things you want to do when you set up your AI agent is to change your greeting message. To edit the greetings message, click on Topics. Here you have a number of preset topics already set up, so you have custom topics here, or you have system topics. To edit the greetings message, click on System and click on Conversation Start. And here you can edit your greetings message. And then select Save. And then if you hit the refresh button over here, the greetings message will be updated. Now with the greetings message, I highly recommend having multiple messages. To add additional greetings message, click on the plus icon here. Select message variation and then type in your message. And here you can see there are 3 message variations for the greeting message. And now if we click on the refresh button here, you will notice that the greeting message will alternate between the different versions that we set up earlier, which helps keeps the interaction fresh, less robotic, and more natural. So when it comes to greeting messages, I would highly recommend having at least 3 versions. Now that we've set up our greetings message, let's go ahead and type in our first prompt. Now the prompt that I'm going to type in is, how do I go about obtaining a forklift license? So here the AI agent has come back with a response. It's provided step-by-step how to obtain a license and provided a link to the WorkSafe website where the user can go to find more information such as the training and application process. Now this is definitely a lot quicker than navigating the website to find the information. If we look at the website, here I'll have to navigate to licenses, apply for licenses, high-risk work license, assuming that the user understands that the forklift license falls within this category. The user would need to check the forklift license type here, read through pages and pages of information to find an authorized RTO to complete the forklift training, then find a suitable location to complete their training, and then go on the third-party website and then locate and book in their training. Now, depending upon the type of questions the user may be asking and their specific needs, you can control the flow of the conversation by using the topics feature to help the user resolve their query faster. Now, in the real world, you'll need to look at the customer inquiries log or map out the end-to-end customer experience. If someone is asking about how do I obtain a forklift license, it is likely they are wanting to find out more information about the courses that's available and how they go about registering a course. There are some variations to this, but let's have a look to see how we might go about using the topics feature to help guide the user find a forklift training within their local area. If you're new to the channel, hi, my name is Juliana from Jush Designs. I'm here to help professionals just like you level up your digital communication at work. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel where I'll share more tips like this. Now let's jump back to the computer and continue with the video. Now back in Copilot Studio, let's have a look at the Topics tab. Here we have a number of triggers set up, so let's have a look at the greetings trigger. Here we have a number of trigger phrases set up. Now based on the key phrases entered by the user, the system will automatically generate a message. So let's type in hi. And here you can see when I typed in hi, the system responded with hello, how can I help you today? Similar to what we did before, if we click on the text, we can edit the text or add any variations here. In the example earlier, we saw that it took significant effort for the user to be able to get from point A, the WorkSafe homepage, to point B, the third-party training service provider, to book in their training. To reduce the number of touch points and enhance the overall user experience, we are going to create a trigger whereby if the user is asking questions related to forklift training, they are provided with tailored information designed to help them reach their goal faster. Let's go back to the Topics tab. To create a new topic, select the plus icon here. Here you can select from a blank template, or you can use Copilot to create your topic by entering a name and describing what you want to do. A couple of examples are included here for reference, so such as let someone order a pizza by choosing the common pizza types and how many they want to order, or accept the user's name, age, and date of birth, and then repeat their response back to them. So these are just some of the examples, but we're going to start with a blank template. Here you need to add in a few phrases, and Copilot suggested there be at least 5 to 10 short trigger phrases to activate the workflow. Now if we select Show Writing Tips, here Copilot has given a number of tips including write short sentences, focus on one issue and use different words to describe it. So in this example, we're only focusing on the initial forklift training for beginners and not about the refresher training. Don't worry too much about capitalizing words or spelling, as Copilot will use natural language to interpret the topic area. You can add them in individually by typing in your text, or you can add them in bulk by separating the text as a separate line from your Word document. As I already have my key phrases drafted, I'm going to copy and paste the details over. Don't worry too much about adding in every single possible phrases, as Copilot will use natural language to understand the context of the topic and not necessarily the exact word or phrases. Plus, you can always go back and refine this if needed be. Now, before we move on, we want to name the topic. So if you click on the text here, we'll type in forklift training. Next, we want to add a note by selecting the plus icon here. And here you can activate a number of features, so you can send the message back to the user, ask a question, automate an action, and use other features to direct the flow of the conversation. So in this example, we want to be able to ask the user a question. So if we click on Ask Question, here we can type in our question. Now under the options for user, we want to be able to give the user 3 options. The first option is help me find a training provider. The next option is tell me more about the requirements. And the third option is something else. So this will give the user 3 options to select from. And here I'm going to change the user's response from variable 1 to forklift training. Now with the user's response, you can limit the scope to only apply within this topic area, being forklift training, or you can extend this across all topic areas. For the purpose of this video, we'll just restrict this to apply within this topic area. And now if we hit save and type in our prompt, you can see that the AI agent has come back with the question, as well as given the user 3 options to select from. The next stage is to configure what you want your AI agent to say or do next. If we go back to the WorkSafe website and have a look at the approved RTO list, there are over 60 options to select from. Now I can add the link to this page and direct the users here, and they can navigate their way from here. Alternatively, I can improve the user experience to help them identify the service provider within their local area. To do this, what we're going to do first is to narrow down the search by getting the user to select which region they're from and giving them the options within that region. Then we're going to direct the user to the specific site on the third-party website, which will give them more information about the forklift training that's relevant to that specific RTO. So if we just scroll down, if we go to the first conditional option under Help me find a training provider, we need to add a new node and ask a question. So here we're going to ask the user, what region best describes your location? And then add in our regions. And then rename the user's response to Victorian regions. And now let's use the magnifying glass to zoom out. And next we need to add in our specific locations. I'm not going to add these for every single location, but I want to show you a couple of examples on what is possible. So if we go back to the WorkSafe website, within the list under Inner City, there are 2 key locations where forklift training is offered. So the first one is Brunswick and the second one is Port Melbourne. And within Port Melbourne, there are 3 locations. Now, under the inner city suburbs, I'm going to ask another question. So let's scroll down and find that condition. Let's add a new question. So here I'm going to type in, what is your preferred location? And the options for the user would be Brunswick and Port Melbourne. And for the user's response, we'll save this as forklift training location under inner city. In the first example under Brunswick, let's add a message and include a link to the website. To add a message, click on the plus icon, select send a message, and then type in your message. So here we have some further information about the location of the site, and for more information, we're directing the user back to the website. And if we click save, now let's type in our prompt. So here I've typed in, how do I sign up for forklift training? So it's asked me a question, and I'm going to click on help me find a training provider. And now it's given me the region, so I'm going to select inner suburbs. So here it's asked me for my preferred location, so Brunswick or Port Melbourne. Let's select on Brunswick. And this should now display a message, and if I click on the link here, this should take me to the third-party website where the user can go to find further information about the forklift requirements and training details. With Port Melbourne, there are 3 locations available, so let's have a look to see how we might add them. So again, we'll just add a question. So under the condition Port Melbourne, let's add in our question. So here the question is, what location or service provider do you prefer? And then now we're going to add in our 3 locations. So we've got CFMEU, next we have Short Courses Australia, and the third option is Pinnacle Safety and Training. And now for the variable, we'll just change this and type in forklift training in Port Melbourne. Now if we just scroll down, for the CFMEU location, we'll just add a message. And now for Short Courses Australia, we'll also add a message. And for the third option under Pinnacle Safety and Training, we want to add an image as well as a message. So for the image, click on the plus icon and click image, type in the title, and then include a URL to the image. Here you can add multiple images by clicking on the plus icon again, add image, and then adding the URL to the image. So here the image is set to a carousel mode, or you can change the format of the image to a list format by clicking on the button here. So just to call out here, when you're setting your image as a carousel, the image will automatically scroll over to the right, which is not the best UX design. If you have multiple images to add, I would suggest limiting these to a maximum of 2 and setting the images to a list format. At this point, the user would have gone to the third-party website to look at the training information, so you want to be able to close out this query. So from here, you need to link it to an existing topic flow called End of Conversation. If we use the example under Pinnacle Safety and Training, we need to add a note and link it to an existing topic flow called End of Conversation. So let's scroll down to Topic Management, go to another topic and hit End of Conversation. And if we click on View Topics, you will see that the user will be redirected and the AI agent will ask the user, did that answer your question? And now depending upon the response, if they answered something on the lines of yes, they'll be asked to complete a short customer rating survey and then prompted with another question, can I help you with anything else? And if the answer is no, the agent will respond with okay and close out the inquiry. So as you can see, you can link topics within topics to assist create a continuous conversation flow to help the customer and improve their user experience. So now you might be wondering what happened to the other options. So if we go back to the forklift training topic area, so earlier we created a flow where we asked the user if they wanted help with finding a training provider, more information about the training requirements, or something else. So under Tell Me More, let's create a message. And then type in our message. So here we've just written a short message and we've redirected them back to the WorkSafe website. For something else, we're going to redirect the query back through to the reset conversation topic. And hit save. And now let's type in our prompt and test out our agent. So here I'm going to select Find Me a Training Provider, Inner Suburbs, Port Melbourne, Pinnacle Safety and Training. And here you can see the agent asks, did that answer your question? And if I type in yes, give it a 5-star. And in response to if there's anything else, I'll just select no. Now let's refresh and do another example. Here I'll select Tell Me More about the requirements. And you can see here it's given me a short message as well as a link to the WorkSafe website. And if we do a final test, something else, there's a question here about how it can help. Now this is only one use case when it comes to forklift training, and there's probably a few more that you can add, such as the refresher training or the process for when a license expires within a 12-month period of the date of issue, or if the license has expired after the 12-month period. Once you've completed your setup, you can publish the AI agent by selecting the Publish button here. Before we publish and release the agent, let's have a look at the security settings by clicking on the Settings button over here. And then select Security, Authentication, and here we're given 3 options. So in this example, I'm going to select No Authentication. And if we close this down and hit Publish, you can now add this one to your website or intranet site or various other communication platform. So let's now click on Channels. And if we click on Demo Website, copy the link, you now have a demo website to test out your AI agent with the team. To add this to a website, we'll just need to go back into Channels, click on Custom Website, and here you can grab the embed code and add this to your website. Now in this video, we did go through lots of information and there's lots of other great features that we could have explored. I'll be creating additional videos on how you can leverage the AI agent at work. In the meantime, you might want to check out the next video on how you can automate your meeting minutes using Copilot. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.